Welcome back to Timeless Echoes. We're diving deep into your source material again.
Always exciting to see what folks send in.
This time it's exploring the wisdom of the Vedas to unearth those nuggets of insight,
Yeah,
to truly impact your life.
I love that.
And today, everyone faces challenges, right?
For sure.
So we're asking, how can these ancient texts help us tap into our inner strength and achieve self-realization?
Now that's a deep dive.
Get ready for some aha moments.
I'm ready. What I find so captivating about the Vedic approach,
Yeah.
is that it doesn't focus on brute force or outward dominance at all.
Interesting.
It's all about recognizing this immense power within the power of the Atman.
The Atman. So for those of us who maybe aren't Sanskrit scholars,
Right.
break that down for us.
Yours, yeah.
And how does it connect to facing those curveballs life throws our way?
Well, the Atman is your true self,
Hmm.
your soul.
Okay.
It's that eternal, indestructible essence within each of us.
I like that.
And the Upanishads, these ancient Vedic texts,
Yes.
they offer a powerful affirmation.
Yep.
Tattvam asi.
Tata asi.
Meaning, you are that.
Okay, let's unpack that. You are that.
Right.
It sounds so simple,
Yeah.
yet so profound.
Exactly.
What does that actually mean?
It's a recognition of our inherent divinity,
Okay.
our limitless potential. Think about it. If you truly grasp the concept of Tattvam asi,
Yeah.
if you truly believe that your essence is this eternal, powerful force, then facing challenges takes on a whole new meaning.
I can see that.
It's no longer about being limited by those external circumstances.
Right.
It's about tapping into that wellspring of strength within.
So it's about shifting our perspective.
Absolutely.
Recognizing that we're not defined by our struggles, but by this deeper, more powerful self.
Precisely. And this idea is beautifully illustrated in the Bhagavad Gita.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting for me. I always find stories stick with me more than, abstract concept.
Of course, yeah.
So set the scene for us.
Okay, picture this Arjuna, a warrior prince, finds himself on the brink of this massive battle, facing enemies who are also his kin.
Wow.
And he's paralyzed by doubt and fear,
Okay.
questioning everything.
Makes sense?
But his charioteer, Lord Krishna, is no ordinary guide.
I see where this is going.
He's a divine manifestation,
Whoa.
there to lead Arjuna on this journey of self-discovery.
Okay, so we're not talking about your average commute here.
Right.
What happens on this extraordinary chariot ride?
So Krishna reveals that the true battle isn't against the armies on the battlefield, but against our inner demons.
Our inner demons.
Our fear, doubt, ego.
Oh, those are tough ones.
Those internal struggles we all face, that's the real battlefield.
So overcoming our inner turmoil is key to navigating those external challenges.
Exactly. And this is where the chariot metaphor from the Katha Upanishad comes in. It paints such a vivid picture of how these internal forces work.
Let's dive into that metaphor then.
Love it.
What are the key elements here?
Okay, so the chariot itself represents our life,
Wow.
the journey we're all on. The self,
Yeah.
the Atman, is the charioteer,
Got it.
the one who holds the reins and guides the chariot towards its destination.
Okay.
But here's the catch. The horses pulling the chariot are our senses,
That's interesting.
driven by desires and impulses, often pulling us in different directions.
Ah, I see where this is going. So if the senses are like unruly horses, what's keeping them in check?
That's where the mind comes in.
Okay, the mind.
The mind is the reins, with the power to either control the horses or let them run wild.
Makes sense.
Think about it. Have you ever felt pulled in a million directions by your desires, your cravings, your impulses?
Oh, absolutely. Especially in today's world with constant distractions and temptations.
Right.
So how do we regain control? How do we become more masterful charioteers?
That's the journey the Vedas lay out for us, a path to self-mastery.
Okay.
And it starts with recognizing that we have the power to choose who's in control. Our impulsive senses, or our true self, guided by wisdom and purpose. So it all starts with recognizing, those unruly horses, those desires and impulses that can so easily take over.
Yeah.
The Vedas offer a range of practices and techniques, to help us strengthen our inner charioteer
I like that.
and gain control.
So we're not just talking about passively accepting that our senses are going to, run wild sometimes.
Right.
We can actually train ourselves
Exactly.
to be more skillful at managing those impulses.
Yes, and one of the most prominent practices is meditation.
Okay, meditation. It seems to be a common thread in so many spiritual traditions.
For sure.
What makes the Vedic approach unique?
Well, in the Vedic context, meditation is about more than just relaxation or stress reduction. It's a powerful tool for connecting with the Atman, that source of strength and wisdom we've been talking about,
Right.
by stilling the mind,
Okay.
by quieting those mental chatter and those unruly horses.
Yeah.
We create space for the charioteer,
Mm.
our true self, to emerge.
So it's like clearing away the noise and clutter to
Exactly.
reveal that underlying strength and clarity.
Yeah.
That's always been there.
That's always been there. And as we develop this inner focus through consistent practice, we gain greater control over our thoughts, emotions, and reactions.
So we become less reactive and more responsive.
Yes.
Choosing how we navigate life's ups and downs.
Exactly.
So it's not just about calming the mind.
Right.
It's about cultivating this deeper level of self-awareness.
Yes, exactly. And this heightened awareness empowers us to make conscious choices,
Okay.
aligning our actions with our values and purpose.
I like that.
And speaking of purpose, that brings us to another key element in the Vedic teachings.
Okay. Dharma.
Okay, Dharma. I've heard this word before.
But I'm not sure I fully grasp its meaning in this context.
Sure, fill us in. So Dharma is a multifaceted concept, but in essence, it refers to our inherent purpose,
Okay.
our unique role in the grand scheme of things. It's about aligning our actions with our true nature, living in a way that brings us fulfillment and allows us to contribute to the world in a meaningful way.
So it's not about finding one universal purpose for everyone,
Right.
but rather discovering our individual calling,
Yeah.
what brings us joy, what makes us feel truly alive.
It's about tuning into our inner compass, that inner knowing that guides us towards our true path. The Vedas encourage self-reflection, introspection, paying attention to our innate inclinations and talents.
So how does Dharma connect to the idea of overcoming challenges and achieving self-realization?
When we align ourselves with our Dharma, we tap into this deeper well of energy and strength. It's like finding that sweet spot where our passions intersect with the needs of the world.
Right.
And that alignment fuels our actions
Yeah.
and empowers us to overcome obstacles. We gain clarity, focus, and this unwavering determination to persevere, even when things get tough.
It's like knowing you're on the right path, even if the journey is difficult.
Right.
Gives you the strength to keep going.
Exactly. And that brings us to the ultimate goal of the Vedic teachings.
Okay.
Self-realization.
All right, let's dive into self-realization then.
Let's do it.
What does that actually mean in the Vedic context?
Self-realization is about realizing our true nature as the Atman, the eternal and infinite self.
Yeah. Okay.
It's about transcending the limitations of our ego, that sense of separation and limitation, and connecting with the boundless source of wisdom and power within us.
So it sounds like self-realization is not about achieving external success
Right.
or accumulating material possessions, but rather about this deep inner transformation.
Precisely, it's about awakening to the truth of who we really are, beyond the roles we play and the labels we identify with.
And how does this process of self-realization connect to the other concepts we've discussed, like meditation and Dharma?
Meditation is a tool that helps us quiet the mind and cultivate the self-awareness necessary for self-realization.
Okay.
And aligning with our Dharma provides this path of purposeful action that supports our spiritual growth and evolution.
So it's like each piece of the puzzle fits together to reveal a bigger picture.
Exactly.
This holistic understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe.
I love that.
But how do we take these profound concepts and actually apply them in our everyday lives?
That's the key question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one thing to intellectually grasp these ideas, but how do we integrate them into our daily routines and make them a lived reality?
Yeah, it's one thing to talk about these lofty concepts, like self-realization and Dharma.
But how do we bridge that gap between ancient wisdom and modern life?
That's the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's easy to get inspired by these teachings, but then we go back to our routines, our to-do lists.
Right.
And it can feel like we're right back where we started.
The key is consistent practice.
Okay, consistent.
The Vedic teachings aren't just about having, a moment of insight. They're about weaving these threads of wisdom into the fabric of our lives.
So it's about living in alignment with these principles, not just thinking about them.
Absolutely.
But where do we even begin?
Well, remember that chariot metaphor.
Yeah.
It's a great starting point.
Okay.
Start by paying attention to who's driving your chariot in different situations. Are you letting those unruly horses, your impulses and desires, take over?
Right.
Or are you consciously choosing to let your true self, guided by wisdom and purpose, take the reins?
It's like a daily check-in.
Yeah.
A moment of self-reflection to assess who's in control.
Yeah.
But what about Dharma? How do we bring that lofty concept, down to earth?
Dharma can guide our choices in every aspect of life.
Okay.
It can inform our career decisions, our relationships, even the way we approach everyday tasks.
So it's not just about finding a dream job,
Right.
but about bringing a sense of purpose and intention to everything we do.
Precisely, even simple acts like cooking a meal or helping a neighbor can be imbued with Dharma.
I see.
It's about recognizing that every action, no matter how small, can be an expression of our unique purpose.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like elevating the mundane to the sacred by infusing it with purpose.
Exactly.
But self-realization, that sounds like a pretty grand aspiration.
Yeah.
How do we even begin to approach such a profound transformation?
Remember, self-realization is a journey, not a destination.
Okay, sure.
And the Vedic teachings provide a roadmap, a set of practices and principles to guide us along the way.
So besides meditation, what are some of those practices? What else can we do to cultivate that connection with our true self?
The Vedas emphasize ethical conduct or right action.
Okay, right action.
It's about living in accordance with universal principles like truthfulness, nonviolence, and compassion.
Those are powerful.
These qualities aren't just moral ideals.
Right.
They're practical tools for navigating life's challenges.
So it's about developing our inner character alongside our spiritual practice.
Exactly. These qualities act as supports, helping us stay steady amidst life's ups and downs.
I can see that.
Cultivating patience can help us remain calm, in stressful situations. Developing compassion can foster stronger, more fulfilling relationships.
So it's like strengthening the charioteer from the inside out, making them more capable of handling any terrain.
That's a brilliant way to put it. And remember, this is an ongoing process.
Right.
A lifelong adventure.
Yeah.
There will be times when we stumble, when those horses run wild, or our reins feel loose.
It's inevitable, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're all human after all.
Exactly. The key is to keep practicing, to keep returning to our center,
Okay.
to keep refining our understanding of these principles.
So it's a journey, not a destination, right?
Exactly.
We're constantly learning, growing, evolving.
Precisely. And as we continue on this path, we gradually awaken to our true potential. That inner strength and wisdom the Vedas speak of.
It's inspiring.
We become more masterful charioteers.
Right.
Capable of navigating life with greater clarity, purpose, and resilience.
This has been such an empowering deep dive.
I agree.
It feels like we've unearthed some real gems of wisdom from these ancient texts.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up, what's one key takeaway our listeners can reflect on?
Remember the chariot metaphor?
Go to chariot.
Pay attention to who's driving.
Right.
Is it your fleeting desires or your true self, that inner source of wisdom and strength?
Yeah.
The more we connect with our true self, the more capable we become of steering our lives towards our chosen destination.
That's a powerful image to hold in mind.
I think so too.
And I think it perfectly encapsulates the essence of what we've explored today.
I agree.
So as we end this deep dive into the wisdom of the Vedas, I invite you to consider what aspect of your inner chariot, the driver, the reins, or the horses, needs your attention right now.
Good question.
And what steps can you take to strengthen that aspect and move towards a life of greater purpose and fulfillment? Until next time, keep diving deep and keep seeking those timeless echoes that resonate within us all.